Okay, I've got Max, Mike, and Dennis, but let's find out what's shaking with Kevin there in the big easy chair. Go ahead, Kevin.
Yeah, okay, Mike, your signal's down. You don't sound like the normal big station that you normally do, but your audio sounds fine, and I am copying you 100%. So, band conditions, or you're using a new rig? Maybe that's what it is. And hello to Dennis and Mike, and of course, always faithful. Chuck in there, and if there was someone else, I do apologize if I didn't. My memory doesn't always work on demand. So anyway, back to you, Mike. W7MS, WA6JKN.
Okay, well, thanks, Kevin. Yeah, actually no changes here. I think it's just summertime. The same 380 and the same 1,000 watts, same antenna. But tell you what, Max, take a turn. I hand it over to Mike, MVM, and then Mike hand it over to Dennis, W6DQ. And good evening, Dennis. Nice to hear you, W7MS.
Alrighty then, KJ6HN here in Darwin, California, where unlike in Reno, summer is definitely here. We got up to 94 degrees Fahrenheit today here in Darwin, and the desert looking to the west is still fairly green, which is pretty nice. We kind of the Darwin social hours, we gather out in front of the post office, sitting on benches and chairs, and just look out to the west at the Coso mountain range, and just marvel at the splendor. It's really pretty. If you've never been here, you need to check it out. And so that's what we do here. And let's see, what else? Weather, covered that. Water treatment plant, still working on that, getting the chlorination rate down to where it ought to be. And that requires a daily drive up to the water treatment plant every day. Not a big deal. It's about a 4-minute, 5-minute drive up there, and adjust the chlorinator, those kinds of things. And so that's what's going on here in my world. And I'll send it over to W6MVM from KJ6HN in the group.
KJ6HN in the group, W6MVM. Just got warmed up here, or I had it warmed up, but I jumped in. Just finished a Dungeness crab dinner for Friday. Wonderful Dungeness crab dinner. So we're just out recovering from that. And yeah, goodness, it was in the 90s here, 92, 93. Today up here in Sonora, where it's a ranch on the S-line, on the big antenna in the sky, which we made major improvements on for field day. We took it all down, put it back up again, and got it back up where it belongs. I got my 20-meter dipole back, too, so I can run well on 20 meters. Good to hear everybody in here tonight, and I'll stick around. W6DQ, W6MVM.
Oh, very good, Mike. W6MVM from W6DQ. Okay, what's going on here? Come on. Am I not getting any? I guess it is. I can't figure out what it's doing. There we go. Okay. Whatever. Things don't look right. Anyway. Thanks, Mike. And Mike, W7MS, thanks for taking the helm tonight. Yeah, we're still trying to recover from the dreaded Rona. Lisa sends her regards. She's down for the count still. And we've been both taking Paxlovid, and that's really done a great job. That stuff has really knocked it down, but it's come back and whacked me again today. I don't know, not quite as bad as it was, but it looks like dealing with the rebound, which was to be expected. And I've been out for a couple of weeks now. So I missed field day, missed a bunch of stuff. So anyway, just trying to get it together. And Mike, thank you so much for Like I said, taking the helm tonight, appreciate that. And I'm going to send it back over to you, W7MS from W6DQ.
KW1NG.
Okay, I've got KW1NG also. And we'll turn it to you in a second here. But, well, fine and all, good reception from all. Basically, signal levels are down. It's a little noisy. But it is the last day of June. And officially, yeah, it's 91 degrees at the weather station outside, so that's not bad. And a little cooler inside here, Studio A, so not a bad day. But glad everybody's doing well, and Dennis is on the mend, and Lisa's taking it easy, and that's all good. So. Aside from KW1NG, anybody else out there wishing to join the Collins Net here for the early rotation? You can give me a call, W7MS.
WB6ZBX, just cruising by to say hello.
Well, we've got Jeff, ZBX, who doubled. I think that was Ron. Was that you, Ron?
Roger.
Okay, we've got you, Ron. So anybody else, and hello to Jeff. Anybody else wishing to join us? Well, we've got Wayne. Nice to hear you tonight, Wayne.
Mike, signal sounds pretty decent, and Dennis got here just about time. You Lisa weren't doing well. Sorry to hear that, and hope you're on the road to recovery. KD6
Yeah, okay, Wayne. Tell you what, KW1NG, take a turn and then send it over to Ron. That's that, W6RON. Lost my cheat sheet. And then we're going to force Jeff, W6ZBX, to take a turn from that beautiful indoor station that he's got the desk cleaned off. And then, Jeff, you can turn it over to Wayne, and then Wayne back to me. So take it away, KW1NG, W7MS.
Okay, I think you turned it to me. I'm just barely copying the mic. I'm going to be one and done tonight. Dinner's just about to come out of the oven, so I got to go out there and manage the distribution thereof tonight. So I'm going to be out of here after this. Dennis, W6DQ. I got in that filter. I haven't put it in yet to try it. Hope it works. It's the 800 hertz variety, not the 500, but, it's better. And I did get your hat pin, and it's in an envelope, padded envelope, ready to take to the mailbox tomorrow. So you're going to get that. He only sent one. He let me know that he's got more. He'd like to sell them for about $10 a piece. So if anybody wants a KWM 380 hat pin, it looks like an official piece of Collins tchotchke, I guess you'd call it. I don't know. Anyway, I know a guy that he has several of them. So. All right, everybody have a good evening. Have a good net. I have to bow out, and thank you so much. KW1NG out.
Yeah, over to you, Ron, W6RBJ, W7MS.
Okay, fine, Mike, and hi and goodbye, Ken. We're just coming off a warm day for the North Coast. I think it hit 73 degrees here, but now the fog is rolling back in, so more of that to come. Using the S-line tonight, and just kind of enjoying the relaxing end of June. So we'll keep it moving along here and see what happens. So I guess it goes to Jeff, W6ZBX. I hope I have that right. W6RBJ.
Okay, thank you, Ron. W6RBJ, WB6ZBX. This is Jeff near Fresno. Well, good evening, everyone. Band conditions are not very good here. Everybody's sort of weak, and it's pretty noisy out there. So I'm just out here standing by for dinner, which is imminent. So just wanted to drop in and say hi. I won't be sticking around. And hope to come back at another time when I have a little bit more time. So over to Wayne, WB6ZBX Fresno. Go ahead.
Okay, thank thought, I think it was Jeff, was it? And, yeah, boy, signals here are doing quite well. You know, so far, everybody I've heard S9, S9 Plus. So, sounds like a good net tonight. So, anyhow, it's getting close to witching hour, so we'll turn it back to you, Mike KSMS, KB60. Okay.
Okay, well, thanks, Wayne. And for Ken, did Ron, you made mention, was that a one and done for Ken, or is he in the rotation?
Yeah, Ken said that he was going to have to be on his way out because dinner was on the table, so that was one and done, is what he said.
Okay, well, thanks. I wasn't quite sure, but so far I managed to mangle 2 call signs, and it's... yeah, I'm out of synchronization, so my apologies to those who I have offended, but it's only amateur radio, and I'm proving that distinctly tonight. But let me see here. Is it time? I'm so well organized here. Well, we got a few minutes. Great reception. Ken was a little light, no surprising, but I know he was passing on some goodie alerts there, and that's great. But this is W7MS Mike in Reno, and I'm the net control station this evening for the Friday evening Collins Collectors Association net. So anybody else wishing to join the rotation, give me a call. Any relays? Okay, nothing heard here, which doesn't mean somebody's out there. Somebody could be out there, but apparently nobody in the round table here heard him. So I think I'm safe. I think I'm covered on that one. But yeah, I'm going to go ahead and read the preamble here, and we'll get things started, and we'll just see what happens here. This is W7MS Whiskey 7 Mike Sugar, or Mike Sierra, Mexico Sierra, Military Standard. My name is, Mike, and my location is the city of Reno, great state of Nevada, and I'll be the net control station today for the Friday evening Collins Collectors Association net. Welcome to the regular Friday evening West Coast edition of the Collins Collectors Association Collins net. We meet here every Friday evening at 7 p.m. Pacific Time, 0300 UTC, to exchange information on Collins radio-related topics. We welcome questions and comments on the restoration and operation of Collins amateur military and commercial gear. You don't have to be running Collins equipment to join us. Anyone with an interest in Collins radio is welcome to check in. The purpose of the CCA is to promote the preservation, restoration, and use of Collins amateur radio equipment to preserve the history and lore of Collins radio. In addition, we provide a technical and historical information archive for Collins radio information. The CCA is licensed by Rockwell Collins to use images, logos, manuals, and printed materials. For more information about the Collins Collectors Association, its forums, activities, services, and how to become a member, please visit our website at www.collinsradio.org. That's Collins, one word, of course, .org. Please help our efforts by joining the Collins Collectors Association. And Dennis, are you running a Zoom video tonight, or is that on hold based on circumstances?
Yeah, I've got Zoom up and running if anybody wants to join.
Okay. For added fun during the net, join us on Zoom. We have a weekly Zoom session during the CCA net. Send an email to w6dq@arrl.net. If you want to join in, make sure you identify who you are in the email. So, in other words, create an exciting subject line so Dennis can parse you out from all the other stuff in the inbox there. So, tell you what, one more shout out for folks wishing to join us here. Give me a call, W7MS, and I'll add you to the rotation. Any relays? Okay, nothing heard. So the official rotation is, and both of these guys are sitting down in the standby position. Over to you, Chuck, N6AF, and of course, WA6JKN. over to Max, KJ6HN, who's hopefully not huffing chlorine as we speak. That would be not too good. And then over to Mike, W6MVM. And then finish that up with W6DQ, and then back to me, Dennis. So tonight running the Rockwell Collins HF380. That's exciting via about 12 dB of attenuation, a Russian-Soviet GU84B tetrode. Some call it a 4CX2500, so running about 1,000 watts out to just the generic coax-fed homemade dipole. So, yeah, right. So, take it away, Chuck, N6AF W7MS.
All right, very good. Thanks for getting things rolling there. And I added another 3 dB of padding between my KWM2 and my solid-state amp. N6AF in Emerald Hills, about 3 miles northwest of the address indicated at QRZ. That is a rental property listed there. But I'm up where the mountain lions roam, and the ham operators climb up on the roof at 4:30 in the morning to put their off-center fed dipole back up. So I just got to make a comment here before I talk about my radio. So, Mike, I was looking at your QRZ page, and I know I mentioned the mascot that's about 4 or 5 photos down, but there's a picture of you there in the very upper right-hand corner, and you have an amazing similarity to Curly. So, certainly, anyway, that I just had to make a comment. So we had a nice day as we're heading out of the June gloom into what I call the July fry, and got in a good bike ride today, about 40 miles, and it was in the mid to upper 70s, just gorgeous. So that's what's going on. I'm using my 1963 KWM2 vintage radio, driving the 444D with a vintage voice box that happens to be mine. That's a 1955 model, and running it into a little solid-state amp, about 350 out, off-center fed dipole that keeps me occupied at 4:30 in the morning here. So onward to Kevin, another gentleman that's sitting down on the job here. WA6JKN from N6AF.
N6AF in the Collins Group, WA6JKN. Very good. I've heard everybody that's checked in tonight. The signals aren't as strong as they normally are, but I will give out a report that was the strongest station by several orders of magnitude, and that's Jeff, ZBX. I don't think he's still listening, but man, oh man alive, that was a huge signal from Jeff there. Matter of fact, my Spectrum scope was struggling there. Anyway, I'm operating Digital Mobile. I'm at the mercy of the cell towers, and this is my one and done dinner time. My day was pretty easy. I just did yard work, and there was very little to boot. So everything is looking good again. So 73 to everybody. Take care. Dennis and Lisa's already here that you have the COVID-19. I think that's what you said, Rona. I think Rona's COVID-19. I think you had that before, didn't you? That's not good if you're getting it over and over and over again. That's not good. Yeah. So I hope you guys recover soon, and it has no long-lasting effects there. So, gosh darn it, I don't even know who I need to turn it over to. I think it's Mike. MVM Mike. Yeah, I remember Mike telling me that. So hopefully it's still, you're still in the lineup, Mike. W6MVM and the great group. The very best to you and everybody's families there. I'm off and clear. WA6JKN. Take it away, Mike.
Well, it goes to Max and then to Mike, but 7-3 Kevin, W7MS.
Yeah, thanks, Mike. Yeah, my turn. KJ6HN here. And the weather report that I gave earlier, I ran over to my weather station and checked. It got up to 103 degrees Fahrenheit today, and the overnight low was 68. So typical desert temperature spread, not unusual. 30 degrees, 35, even I've seen even 45 degrees Fahrenheit temperature change from daytime high to overnight low. Pretty amazing. We're up here at 5,000 feet, so the atmosphere is a little bit on the thin side, and temperature changes from day to night can be dramatic or sometimes not. So let's see, running tonight the Signal 1 Mil-Spec 1030, and I still do not know the date of when this radio was made. There's no serial number. I've looked high and low all around inside the chassis, and there's no serial number, so I really don't know exactly when it was made, which kind of puts me at odds with the Tuesday night Vintage Single Sideband Roundtable, because they have a year restriction on radios, and I just don't know, and I have no way of knowing since there's no identification. Anyway, the transceiver goes out to Alpha 77SX and then into a handmade dipole up about 30 feet, something like that. And so that's pretty much the skinny from Darwin, California, population 38, full-time residents, and still working on the water treatment plant and system, and luckily I have cooperation and some volunteers in that endeavor, so that's all good stuff. I've got some friends over right now, and so this will be my last overture. Need to get back to them. But anyway, great net, and thanks, Mike, for hosting, for taking the helm, as they say. And I'll look forward to next Friday night. And let's see. So yeah, a little bit of a cross up there in the rotation. So now it would go over to W6MVM from KJ6HN in the group. 73, everybody. Talk to you next Friday.
Yeah, KJ6HN, W6MVM here. You're really bombing in here. You're a good 20, a little over 20. Mike, you're maybe 30 over on the S1 line here. Most everybody's well above S9, and most of you are right around S9 plus 20 on this receiver. Anyway, really enjoying everybody. We did field day here at the ranch, Marianne's Ranch in Sonora, and we had for K6TUO field day. We did a couple of old men. We did 233 contacts on CW. On 80 through 15, mostly on 20. We put up a 20-meter dipole, and we also took down and redid my G5 RV, 200-foot G5 RV. Anyway, it was a great time. Had the Flex 6300 with the Maestro and the Magali. And it was great fun. Two of us operating on CW. Did it, one of our other guys who's pretty new to contesting did about 60, 70 contacts on SSB. So all in all, it was for two operators. We actually did a 3A because the third operator didn't get on the air. But anyway, It was generator noise all weekend. Had a great time. Had a great barbecue for the club here. Most of the club was off doing the Groveland Grind Run. They do that every year, and this year it got delayed because of the forest conditions until field day, which kind of pissed me off. But anyway, it was. I like to do both. Anyway, I'm going to say 73. Thanks, Mike, for running the net tonight, and I'm going to check out. Back to you, Dennis. Sorry about the COVID. Wow. W6DQ, W6MVM.
Okay, Mike. Very good. W6MVM, W6DQ here. Dennis over here in Inyokern, where it's currently between 103 and 104 degrees. It was a little warm today, but it was nice. Beautiful day today. Really nice weather. I love it when it's like this. This is my favorite kind of weather. We like the heat. So, let's see. Makes me feel better, too, especially after being so sick. Running the KWM 380 with the Alpha 87 out to the horizontal loop. 160-meter horizontal loop, full wavelength thereon. What else can I say? That's pretty much it for the station. Kevin, you're mistaken. This is the first time I've been sick since 2018, maybe even earlier than that. I can't remember the last time I was sick. So this is my first bout with the COVID-19, and thankfully had all the immunizations, all the vaccines, the vaccines, had the full round with all the boosters, and so it didn't hit me too hard. It did wipe me out, but actually it's the aftermath seems to be worse than actually being sick. Being sick was bad headache and muscle aches, joint aches, high fever, and that went on for a couple of days. Got the Paxlovid prescribed. Lisa got me into the urgent care at my doctor's office and got me set up with that. And boy, that just knocked it down right away. It did not last long at all, but boy, the recovery from it had been pretty much wiped out. I'm glad I got a bunch of antenna work done before I got sick, because at least I've been able to enjoy getting on the radio periodically. Today, not so much. Been kind of a rough day today. Like I say, I think I may be experiencing the rebound. Don't know. We'll find out over the next couple of days. But Lisa, she tested. See, I tested positive like 2 weeks ago, and she tested positive a week ago. And we got her on Paxlovid right away too. So she probably got it from me. Heaven only knows where I got it from. We did have an event in town right before I got sick. Actually, 2 events, and it could have been there. I don't know. But anyway. Anyway, I'm glad I got the antennas back up and running before I got sick. That was a blessing. I actually did get on the air on first time in a couple of years. I've been back on 6 meters, and I've been really enjoying that. I wish I was feeling better today. I would enjoy it more, but just really neat seeing 6 meters open periodically and work in a lot of states. Hoping to see some of the, we've had some really nice openings in the Europe and Oceania over the last couple of months. Hoping to see one of those again before too long. Hopefully be feeling better in the next few days and get back to it. Anyway, yeah, Mike, I really do appreciate you taking over tonight. It's just a matter of not having the energy to really do anything. I'm just kind of, everybody's sitting, standing by. Yeah, that's me too. I'm just kind of vegging and doing a lot of sleeping and resting and being bored to death when I'm not. Anyway, fun stuff. Mike, back over to you. W7MS from W6DQ.
Well, thank you, Dennis. W6DQ and all the other great folks here in the rotation. W7MS for the Friday evening Collins Collectors Association net. Well, I'll start off with number one, and of course that's Chuck. 40-mile bike ride, and yes, you've clarified your QTH issues a few times, because when I first heard you, like everyone, I looked you up on QRZ, and I was going, how the heck does he get what? That's really compact from an HF transmitting standpoint. And of course, you've clarified that indirectly by saying Emerald Valley, so that clued me in that was a mail drop, but not necessarily your place of residence. So we got you. It's a rental. It's one of your investment properties, so great on that. And 7-3 to Kevin there, operating digital mobile via his cell phone carrier. That's voice over IP, and sounded good from that location. And 73s to Max. I would suggest, if you want to maybe date that Signal 1, maybe look at some date codes on some of the components. And if it doesn't agree with the rules and regulations for Tuesday evening, just ignore that. But that would be one way to get some kind of broad brush picture of when that thing was assembled. But then again, with Signal 1's difficulties, I guess one could argue how long had those components been sitting in the receiving department. But that's another issue. And well, Dennis, fine on. You've done everything right. I have also rarely have touched on that subject, because during the hurdy-gurdy days a year or two ago, it was so highly politicized that it was better just not to go there. But I have been quite receptive to a jab now and then as required. And it's hard to say it's a crapshoot, but I only had it once, and that was destroyed my Christmas and New Year's celebration. But for you, it's boring, and at least, I was thinking too when I had the heads up from you a week or two ago that you had gotten all that antenna work done, so you'd done quite a bit of physical activity, and now you're enjoying the fruits of your labors. Fine on field day with Mike. Great on that, and then conflicts between two events, field day and the run. But that brings to mind, I had a conversation Sunday morning on the military AM net with a station in extreme Northern California up in Montague, and he had attended a swap meet in Southern Oregon, which was coincided or in conflict with field day. So there was some joking that was the planning committee for that Oregon swap meet based in Reno, because that's it's been an inside joke on some of the scheduling options they've used. And that's not to criticize, because it's all done with a smile, but who would schedule a swap meet on a field day weekend? So, of course, attendance was poor, and so were the sellers. It was slim pickings, but it was kind of interesting to wow, that's a great one. And let me see here. My field day activity was listening with the 62S1 KWM2 on 50.125, the sideband calling frequency, and I heard absolutely nothing, at least for those times that I did take a listen. Just didn't want to leave this stuff on all day, but I did take a couple jabs, because in the previous year, I had a contact on 6 meters sideband for field day, and that was an exciting event using Collins equipment. So, unfortunately, we couldn't duplicate it. So, with that, before we hand it off to Ron there, and Wayne, anybody else wishing to join the Friday evening edition of the Collins Collectors Association, give me a call, W7MS.
Whiskey 6, Radio X-Ray Kilo.
Okay, gotcha, RXK. I think there was a mobile station also. Any relays on that guy? He was in the noise for me.
Checked in and you guys doubled it up.
IOGL was in there.
What's the full call sign, Mike? Because I can't hear the guy.
That's little green lights. Skip.
And then go on show, take
W6RZ, Chuck is also in there. Skip and Chuck are both.
Okay. Well, they're both incommunicado from my standpoint. I can get a little nuance of Skip, and I think he may be mobile. I heard somebody mobile out there. And the other station again, Mike, who was that? Call sign, I'll get it down on a piece of paper and appreciate the relays.
Skip, who was the other call?
Yeah, the other call is 006, India Romeo Zulu, KK6IRZ, Jeff in Chino.
KK6IRZ, Jeff in Reno. This is W6MBM. Welcome to the call-in set. Did you get that, Mike?
Okay, yeah, I got Jeff, KK6IRZ in Chino. So good evening to you, Jeff. And we'll give the amazing Skip a chance here, K6LGL. Anybody else?
W6RXK.
Yeah, I've got you, Steve. I think LGL is still conversing, but I can't hear him. So if you can't hear him, I can't hear him. So tell you what, Ron, you take it away. W6RBJ. Over to Wayne, KB6OQJ. Over to Steve up there in Shaker Country, W6RXK. Hi, Steve. And then over to Jeff, KK6IRZ. And then we'll see what Skip's up to, Jeff. If you could turn that over to Skip, K6LGL, and then Skip back to me, W7MS. So take it away.
Okay. So back to you there, W7MS, Mike, and the Collins Group, W6RBJ. This is fascinating band conditions tonight. I'm noticing that although the signal levels are kind of low on my S meter, you're about the loudest one, Mike, hitting at about an S9. I am, I'm seeing that my power output's going down a bit here. I may be swapping out on you. At any rate, it sounds like the band is doing us a favor because there is hardly any noise. The noise level is at S0. So everyone is a Q5 copy. But I can see something's funky here. I'm going to have to check my exciter. I think that I've got some problems in the first audio stages because it looks like it's kind of coming and going. So if you are hearing that, it looks like it's doing fine right now, and every so often my output drops way down. So I'm not quite sure what to make of it. Time to quit resting on my laurels and start getting into this thing and cleaning contacts and checking relays and who knows what. But yeah, it's been a nice day up here. We don't get the hot weather, but it was warm today, and that's for short sleeves and a nice 4-mile walk with my wife. So yeah, enjoy the end of June and beginning of July. Yeah, tonight I'm on the S3 line and the 3001 into my trusty Hightower. And I've noticed that some of the trees that were small when I put the Hightower up are now getting taller than it is. I'm afraid I'm going to have to do some logging or move the Hightower. I'm sure they're absorbing a lot of my RF energy. So there we have it. So I guess it's my turn to pass it on over to Wayne since Jeff has signed. So Wayne, KB6OQJ, and the group, W6RBJ.
Yeah, okay, thanks, Ron. And, your signal was is about an S9, but I did notice some audio. It sounded like just the audio was fading. The signal level was still kind of high. So anyhow, but 100% copy here. Anyhow, Mike, thanks for taking the reins tonight. And for me here, I've heard everybody quite well. They're all around S9 plus some, so easy copy. Weather-wise, so what's going on? Before I forget, Dennis, boy, I'm sure glad you had all your shots, you and Lisa, ignored all the politics and just went ahead and did it. we've avoided it. I think a lot because I had finally totally retired before all this started, so we haven't had a whole lot of exposure to people living out here. You know, my son had it early on, and he didn't have any of the vaccines, but he had a mild case, but he did lose his sense of smell and sense of taste, and found out that if he hit himself in the back of the head real hard, he'd get a sense of smell and taste back for the day. And so I said, you know, you just tell your wife that. I'm sure she'll be glad to hit in the back of the head every day. Anyhow, so yeah, hopefully you and Lisa are going to get better pretty quick. Let's see, what else is going on? Weather report. Well, we were up about a tad over 96 today, which is the hottest day we've had probably this year. And it was 49 this morning, so we had almost a 50-degree swing as well today. Radio-wise, what's been going on? Oh, before I forget, yeah, I'm using the KWM2A with a 30L1 and the 312B5 with the static 10B microphone. And so I finally did some radio work out in the workshop, and I got my KWM1 working. Turned out what I had to do was get in there and then clean out some of the relay contacts because that wasn't tuning up quite right. So that's all working. It seems to be quite well. And I'm thinking about putting it up for sale because I'm probably not going to use it anymore. So if anybody's interested in the KWM1, they contact me at my call sign at ARRL.net, and I'll probably post it maybe in a week or two. Let's see, what else going on? Yeah, 6 meters. Yeah, I've missed 6 meters. I think there's something wrong with my 6-meter antenna up on the tower, and I could see some wires hanging, so I don't know. But I tell you, it's just a lot more work to crank that tower down and tilt it over now, so I'll have to wait till I get some help here, you know. Trouble with getting older, that's, I'm not doing about me to climb the tower, it's just mainly the work is cranking it down and cranking it back up. That's the hardest part of it. Anyhow, nothing else much going on here. I think tomorrow's supposed to be even higher, but we'll see. Anyhow, Ron, Steve, W6RXK, 86, okay, over to you, sir.
W6RXK, it's your turn to burn.
Okay, yes, thank you for that. Had a little difficult copy on you there. About a 5.7 here. I got a noise level tonight, and so I guess I forgot to turn off my LED lights. But, okay, this is Steve W6RXK over in San Andreas, Northern California, and got a good copy on RVJ there for sure. And I miss Kevin and Max and Skip. Couldn't hear Skip. But Mike is good and Dennis is good. So thanks for those Facebook posts, Dennis, on that antenna work. That looks good for sure. And yeah, it kind of encourages me here to get out and tune up things. But anyway, well, it was 100 degrees here in San Andreas today, all of that. And as a result, my garage area is probably 95. So I snuck into the Drake room here, and I'm on my TR4C tonight, and where the air conditioning is. So I'm cheating here a little bit, but I did want to jump in tonight and see if you guys were on and say howdy. I think I'm just going to have this one and say 73s here on my end and let you guys work. I got to go up and water my garden. It's kind of got away from me, and I better get some water on it before here the sun starts setting. But anyway, all good here. Haven't done much radio work, and spent some time with K6GLH on the phone. He seems to be doing okay over there in Muckalumby Hill. In fact, I'm getting ready to go over to the small town parade over in McCollum Hill that they have every year. Starts at 11 o'clock, and it is truly a small town parade. But, you got that hometown flavor. So we go over there every year when we're around. So that's what's going to happen this 4th of July. Anyway, okay, I think I heard that Jeff checked out, but I'm not sure. So we'll turn it over to Jeff and see if he's there. KK6IRZ, W6RXK, San Andreas.
All right, very good. W6RXK with the Collins Group. This is KK6IRZ. Jeff in Chino, California. Thriving metropolis, future home of a superhero. And, the band is a little bit weird tonight, actually. I'm hearing everybody quite well, although all the signals are down. I mean, there's nobody that's really booming tonight or anything like that. I mean, I hear everybody just fine. I mean, there's been a couple spots where, in the middle of a conversation or in the middle of, taking their turn, there would be a dip, but generally speaking, it's been actually pretty easy copy over here, even though signals are low. But I always receive pretty well over here. I don't usually have a lot of noise or any of that stuff, so I've always had the kind of the good luck to be able to receive pretty well over at this location, even with my antenna being not up where it's supposed to be quite yet. Dennis, sorry to hear about the COVID. My wife got COVID when she went over to Vietnam, and she had to fight with it. Of course, we had the vaccinations and all that, and also, this 3-year down the road strain too is easier to catch, but also not as intense. Although still not denying the whole deal, because I've had COVID myself, and my wife and I felt the same way. It was the coming back afterwards that was, it seemed to be more troublesome than the actual sickness itself. So, kind of weird in that fashion, but that's kind of how we felt too. I mean, it was a drag while we had it and all that, but then it just kind of, it just kind of felt like it was just hanging on. You didn't feel bad, but you didn't feel right either. And that lasted for my wife. She actually probably just started mentioning it a week or so ago, and she had it, I don't know, maybe 5 weeks ago. So it lasted for her a good month, after she had got rid of it. And she was still kind of saying how she felt draggy and not right and that type of thing. So, interesting stuff, that's for sure. 73, Kevin, if you're still listening too. Good evening to everybody else. Like I said, sounding okay here for coffee. I've been doing a lot of work here in the shack. For those that know, I've been, of course, building my shack a lot here. This weekend, I'm hoping to have the bathroom and the shack all painted. I've got all the sheetrock and mudding and all that stuff down. I'm going to do a little bit of sanding tomorrow, and I think maybe Sunday I can put the whole coat of paint on. And then it's just a matter of putting the shower surround in, and the bathroom will be done. So I'm really looking forward to that being off the point. That's for sure. It's been taking way too long, but that's going to be nice. So that's kind of what's going to be going over here. Not too much ham radio stuff. I definitely want to do 6-meter, but I'm going to do, I have a, what is it, the Seneca? The Seneca. 6-meter, 2-meter AM. I may try to do that, but I've got to get an antenna up. I don't have an antenna for for 6 meters right yet, but I'm sure I can get something up. Just don't have one right now, and not really set up to transmit or receive anyway. So, but I also want to get a 10-meter antenna up too, and see how that's going to go. I don't know. I'll probably just go pick up an Antron 99 or something. I used those back in the day, probably in the 80s and 90s, and always had good luck with the Antron 99. It was a good antenna. I used to beat the heck out of it, and it always did a good job. So, in any case, well, there you go. I'm going to send it over to Skip at this point. I think I'm going to be a run and done also, guys, simply because it is about that time for me to go check in with the wife over there in Vietnam and see how she's doing, because she's still over there because her mom, of course, is doing the whole fight with cancer thing. So, and then I guess I should mention before I do a one and done, today was my last day of organized work. Forever. And this is my first transition since such time. So, yeah, no more on the company dollar anymore. I'm sure I'll do some contracting and some things on the side, but that will be when I want to do it. No more outside forces setting the daily standards for me, by God. That's over and done. KSXLGL would be calling here on a Friday night. I'm going to listen through, but probably a one and done. Get in there and process right here in a little bit. Over to you, Skip. This is KK6IRZ, just in Chico, California.
KK6IRZ and the CCA net. Skip and San America by the bay. Just congratulations and family having the way to their office, especially that long drive to San Diego there. So, hey, I know you'll be contracting, doing other things, but making money on home, that's quite a different thing. Congratulations on that. I've been retired for many, many years. And that was one of the best things I did. Had a chance to take care of things that otherwise have been very difficult. So, Dennis and Lisa, hey, wish you quick recovery. The COVID that you had been vaccine generally is not hard, but it tires you out. And the older you get, the harder it is, you know. It's still quite it's a virus infection, anyhow. Hope you get over well and feel good soon. I'm coming to each of those who are waiting, and thank you for acknowledging me. I'm on my NATO 30M here. Things will be asked. I'm not pushing any real power here. And as far as antennas, still the old Douglas, has been up for a generation or so. 6 meters activity in July decreases the peak month to May and June, but you still can get sporadic openings and permit openings, so you never can tell. We're getting, as the cycle 25 delivers, there's some this will be interesting. All right, not much more here. I'll kick it back to you there, old Mike there, W7MS, and the AirMyNet Wednesday edition to 8 o'clock, and that's been working out. And as it gets darker, it's easier to copy close in and further out signals. So for the next couple of months, it should be useful. And then you go back to an earlier time by the end of September there. So W7MS, very good evening to you and to others. Now listen out for this final round. K6LGL.
Okay, well, thanks, Skip, and 100% reception that time. You were really fighting noise floor and received signal level when you tried to join us, but you're doing just fine now. So, good evening to you, and we'll run through a few comments here. Yeah, Ron, W6RBJ. You were, your audio was dropping out, but it was also coincident with some distortion also. It just wasn't a clean break in the audio. So, and I've heard it before, so something's going on there, and you probably need to investigate because it's not going to go away. It seems to reoccur at the worst times, but we definitely heard it on frequency here. And Wayne, great. He's got a KWM1 with some cleaned up relays, and he's putting that up for sale. So that's fantastic. I've got the one and only, but there are folks out there that would be coveting that transceiver. Also curious if it includes the 516 F1 power supply, because that's a double bonus if you've got that. Not to mention the other station accessories. And Jeff, 7-3s to you. Congratulations on retirement. And completing the bathrooms around there, getting the men's room squared away there in that portion of the facilities there. And Skip, yeah, fine. But I think basically summer is off for me for the AMI net. It's just too. It's not very enjoyable. Occasionally you can catch it on a Wednesday where propagation is acceptable, but normally it's just it's a very tough slog. It's really difficult. So we'll be back this fall in the winter time, and maybe a surprise between now and then, but probably not. So that's the setup here. And I forgot to mention Steve. I chuckled that he was in the air-conditioned Drake room operating his TR-4C, so that's great. You were 20 over, Steve. Hopefully you're still listening, and good on interfacing with GLH, and also the hometown 4th of July parade. Those are pretty cool. And unlike some parades, it's going to be a short duration, so you can enjoy the parade and include other festivities rather than what comes to mind is the Nevada Day Parade, which goes on for hours. Every dance studio, everybody's in that parade. It's you talk about being inclusive. It's something else. Not to mention all the politicians that are lined up too. That thing lasts forever. But of course, a tradition for celebrating Nevada's admission to the Union. A few comments here on projects, and everybody's touched on some other projects here, and I'm going to touch on mine, which is non-radio, and that's the fight with the weeds, but specifically the Siberian elm trees that I have, which, of course, the one on the side by the power drop took my power out for 150 hours starting on New Year's Eve. So we love that tree, but it was a banner year for seed drop for those Siberian elms based on climatic conditions. And then plenty of thunderstorm and wet activity. So there are Siberian elms sprouting everywhere. So I've been busy with the glyphosate. And my lower back is feeling all that bending over and, the thumb and index finger routine when you're pulling them out of the ground because... man, they're a certified weed tree, and any tree that'll grow in this climate zone on its own will seed and sprout and take hold is an amazing tree. But whoever decided to import Siberian elms into North America to be used as windbreaks in the Midwest, well, he's already dead, so we can't string him up. But what a favor, that between Russian thistle and dandelions and all the invasive species, Siberian elms. Got to love them. So, we're going to run through here for the 73 round, and it's some of the folks who have signed, if you wish to join us, because it's going to be a short list, but over to Chuck, N6AF, and thank you for the comments on Mr. Horowitz. He is my hero. What a guy. He's been my, I attempt to be a prototype of Jerome, but it's really difficult to get the shtick down. So over to you, Chuck N6AF, over to Dennis W6DQ, Ron W6RBJ. I think Wayne is still there, KB60QJ. And let's see if Skip signed out, so we're going to leave him off the official list. But if anybody else wants to join in, go ahead. And I don't think I've admitted anybody. Looking at my studious notes here, which aren't okay. But N6AF, take it away, W7MS.
All right, certainly. November 6 Alpha Fox. Let's see here. What was I going to comment on? I made a couple of notes that somebody made a good wise observation there that some of the signals are not really much stronger than usual, but the noise level is lower. So we've got enjoying a relatively good signal-to-noise ratio. So I looked at the solar numbers and the geomag numbers on that little box they have on QRZ.com, and the sunspot number dropped down to 87. It was up to 200 recently, but anyway, the point I wanted to make, or to reinforce that observation, so the sunspot number of 87, but and the solar flux to 159, but the geomag number K is 0, and they have written in there geomag activity inactive. I don't think I've ever seen it described with that qualifier. So it is inactive, and that's certainly helping with the noise level. Let's see. So non-technical comment. I think it was a W6RXK over there in San Andreas, talking about the McCulmy Hill vintage old-fashioned 4th of July. So you're reminding me of when we moved. I'm from Los Angeles originally, but we moved out to Chappaqua, New York for 4 years. But when we came back, we moved into Danville in 1963 in the East Bay. And boy, they just had the neatest pancake breakfast, and the festivities just went all day. But the old-fashioned, good old 4th of July parade with the high school marching band and the shotgun brigade with their incredibly loud blanks, and then late that night we'd all go down to the high school field there, San Ramon High, and lay on our backs and look up and pretend we were in a war zone with all those fireworks that seemed to just last forever. And in more recent times, my wife and I have really enjoyed the old-fashioned traditional 4th of July festivities in Weaverville, up there a bit west of Redding, up in the Trinity Alps. So anybody wants a neat version there up north, it would be Weaverville would be my choice. So that's it. Thanks for running the show, and always a lot of fun. Over to Dennis, W6DQ from N6AF. Happy coming up 4th of July, everybody.
All right, Chuck. Hey, thanks a lot. 6AF and the Collins Net, LE6DQ here. Well, interesting activity tonight. Yeah, I'm not going to hold it. I'm just getting really tired, so I had to head back over to the house. But Mike, thanks so much for taking over tonight. It's really appreciated. I will be here next week. It's my turn at the helm next Friday, as it's the first Friday of the month. And hopefully we'll be feeling a little bit more energetic next week. But it's good to hear everybody. Really nice to hear everybody on the air tonight. And I know Max is not there, but one of the things I was thinking about, I told Max this once before about his Mil-Spec 1030, and Mike, I think it's well published when that radio was manufactured. They started manufacturing it in 1981, and it ran through 1984, and they ran an ad, I think, in early 1982 in QST when they started advertising it. So, yeah, there's no question about when that radio was made. It was not out there before 1981. So, yeah, and you're probably right about the parts sitting around for a while. Oh, well, anywho. Let's see. That's about it from here. 7-3 and a good evening. Everybody stay safe and well. Including yours truly. And I'm going to send it over to Ron. So thanks again, Mike. W6RBJ from W6DQ.
W6DQ and the group, W6RBJ. Yeah, well, Dennis, you take care of yourself. That dang COVID virus is not something to be messed with. As I think I've mentioned before, I'm a physician, and the rules and regulations for working in a hospital were so stringent that, believe it or not, because of my advanced age, I have been vaccinated now 6 times against that, and amazingly, I have not caught it. Of course, I live up here, and the redwoods don't tend to spread that stuff, but it's nothing to be messed with, I'll tell you that for sure. So please do take care of yourself. Everything seems to be continuing well. Looking forward to hearing everybody back next week. It was fun last week during the field day to listen around this frequency. Because I did not get the email in a timely fashion canceling this. And so I heard JKN and a few others having chats and telling tales that were really entertaining. So it was worth listening to, even if it wasn't a net for the Collins group. At any rate, 73 is all around, and stay healthy, and look forward to seeing everybody next week. And according to my list here, we're going to see if Wayne is still around, hopefully so. So KB60QJ and the group W6RBJ 73.
Okay, thanks, Ron. Yeah, I'm still here, and it seems like the band noise has come up a little bit, but the signals are still pretty strong here. No problem copying anybody. And before I forget, Mike, yeah, the KWM1 does have the 516F1 power supply and a 312D1 speaker. The only thing wrong, it looks really nice. I bought it from Billy at Y6W, and before he bought it, somebody put a little teeny toggle switch on the front panel, I guess to bypass the power switch, or maybe the power switch was bad. And that's the only thing on it that's like a bad mark, but it works pretty good. So hopefully I'll be able to find somebody that's interested. We'll see. Not much else going on here. It's supposed to be even hotter tomorrow, so we'll see. Anyhow, we'll keep it short. Say 73, everybody. Dennis, Lisa, again, hope you're feeling better. And Mike, I don't think he told me who to pass it out to. Normally I would do it to Steve, but I think he saw it, so I'm going back to you. Whiskey 6 Mike Sierra, KB60QJ.
Well, thank you, Wayne. KB60QJ, W7MS. Well, that sounds like a fine M1 purchase for somebody to have the power supply and the speaker with that one negative on the Concourse d'Elegance at Pebble Beach, and that's the toggle switch. But a little JB weld and some touch-up paint. Well, if it's done correctly, it can be really hard to see, but that's for someone else out there to do. So good deal on the elaboration. And Chuck, well, great on the small town 4th of July parades. I can still remember my son and daughter participating in a little 4th of July parade in rural California, and I think they had the back end of a jackass. They had. I said, if you're smart, you wanted to be in front of that animal, not behind, for obvious reasons. But I think there were still single digits, so they figured that one out eventually in the parade. But and also Dennis, well, you're welcome, and you sounded pretty darn good, but still a little bit nuanced there. So I'm sure by next week you'll be a-okay. But I think before I pull the plug here, and and Ron, good on the vaccination and following protocol. Well, I'm sure it's a little bit more than just the redwood trees there. Why you stayed healthy, but good on you. But anybody else wishing any final words here before we shut things down? W7MS.
K6LK. How about a beer? K6LK.
Go ahead, Bill, with an homage to Jerome Horowitz, K6LK, W7MS.
Yeah, just want to say hi, Mike, and go ahead, take care of the nest, and I'll hang out here after the nest's over.
Okay. Anybody else aside from Yuck Yuck? Okay, well, thank you guys for participating. It was fun tonight. I'm glad things improved, as one would expect from my noise floor and received signal level, but things definitely perked up after the first round. But thanks for being here and exercising your Collins equipment. So this is W7MS closing out the Friday edition of the Collins Collectors Association net and turning this over to irregular amateur use. And speaking of irregular, Bill, K6LK W7MS.